Workhorse stock dropped 11%. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. This isn't my normal background. I'm in a hotel. I'm going to be home today. That doesn't really matter. Today we have to speak about Workhorse because, of course, they dropped 11%, and whenever Workhorse takes a significant dip, all of my comments, all of my messages say,
what is happening with Workhorse?
I'll tell you what's happening with Workhorse. Nothing. So I'm not at home, and sadly Brian was busy, so he wasn't able to come on this trip with me. But I am just gonna, give him a quick call and see if he has any words for us. Brian, mate, just out of interest, I mean, should we be worried about the sell-off that's happening right now?
No.
There you go. Brian has spoken. Now guys, so there is genuinely a few things I want to speak about today. The first one is obviously the sell-off, what I think of it, if I'm worried, what I think is going to happen next, etc, etc. I want to speak about, do I think Workhorse is overvalued? Because recently I spoke about Hyliion, and I said that I may believe in the short term they're a little bit overvalued. And that got a lot of people angry. And a lot of people were calling me out about Workhorse. But I mean, if you watch my Workhorse videos, you'll be fully aware that I think they could be overvalued if things go wrong. People are forgetting, I said they could easily drop to $26 this week in my last Workhorse video. We're at $26.91 right now. People are also forgetting, I'm the person who said they could drop to $5 to $8 if we got 0% of the USPS contract. Now that was when we were at about $17 a share. I don't believe in those numbers anymore. But yeah, a lot of people act like I don't understand the risks associated with Workhorse, but I think anybody who watches my videos knows that that's not true. I always outline the risks, and I always give what I deem to be realistic price targets. And I called us dropping to about $26 a share, which is pretty much exactly what's set to happen. We could even go a little bit lower. So I do want to speak about that. Are Workhorse overvalued? And, in what circumstances are they overvalued? And I also want to attempt to answer the question, when will I sell? But I think a lot of you guys will already know the answer, but really I just want to chat about them because anytime there's a big dip, people go crazy, and there really is no need to do so, guys. But anyway, right before we get into the video, guys, can I please ask you to just hit that juicy like button for me? It really helps me out. And the thing is, if we don't get over 3,000 likes on a Workhorse video, Brian actually sells all of your Workhorse shares in the after hours, and none of us want that to happen. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know where you stand on Workhorse right now. And please, if you're new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button. We're less than 300 subs from 40,000. Let's try and get there by the end of the night. But anyway, guys, into the video. So I mean, the very first thing to do, let's just have a look at the stock chart. I mean, oh baby, what a horrific day, down 11%. So very recently, we hit $30 a share, and we hung out there for a while, and it was a very nice time. It was short-lived. We fell 11%. Now, with that being said, on the 5-day chart, we're still up 7.7%. Pre-market, we are red. We'll have to see what happens. On the monthly chart, we're still up 63.79%. On the 6-month chart, we're only up 1,600%. It hasn't been the best. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, do you really care about this 11% dip? How many times am I going to have to say, like, these things happen, and these things don't matter. I called it when we hit $30. I said I wouldn't be surprised if we hit $26. In the pre-market, we hit that. We could fall below it. It wouldn't surprise me if we hit 24, 25, and if it happens, who cares? I mean, really, who cares? If you're a long-term investor, so what? If anything, as always, it's a great buying opportunity. So I remember here, we all remember this. We chilled out about $15 to $17 for a long period of time, Not a lot was happening at all. And then there was a lot of people who wouldn't buy because we were afraid we were going to crash, okay? We hit $20 a share, and people said, I'll buy if we hit 18, okay? And then those people, they got to buy some more. It was happy days. But since then, it's just been going up, So it went back to $20. People said, I'll buy if we hit 18. Never happened. It got to $25. People said, you know what, I'll buy if we hit 23. Never happened. And it's just gone up and up since. This is the first major dip we've had pretty much since, that one from $20 all the way down to 17. And guys, it's fine. It's part of the market. Nothing has changed fundamentally. Now, I just want to get a couple of things straight right now. Do I think Workhorse stock is overvalued? Well, guys, I think that any speculative stock, okay, with a short-term catalyst that is as big as a USPS contract is going to be overvalued. It is that simple, people. If the USPS contract doesn't come through, Workhorse is disgustingly overvalued. Just like with Hyliion. If the merger didn't go through, they're disgustingly overvalued. Just like with Lordstown Motors. If it doesn't go through, disgustingly overvalued. Just like with Tesla. If they don't do the things they say they'll do in the next few years, disgustingly overvalued. The point I'm trying to make here, okay, is that when it comes to highly speculative, massive growth potential stocks, you pay premiums. I don't believe Workhorse is as overvalued as a lot of other companies right now because of the prospects we have and the strategic partnerships and agreements we have formed over the last couple of months. In comparison to Hyliion in particular, okay, because this is something that a lot of people brought up in my comment section, I think Workhorse is far more undervalued than Hyliion is right now. Shoot me, okay? I don't care what you have to say, that is my thoughts personally. But it has to be remembered, guys, we're playing highly speculative companies right now. We're paying a lot of premium and putting a lot on the line. We are essentially betting that a catalyst comes true that, may never come true. If we don't get any of the USPS contract, yes, we're very, very, very overvalued. If we get the USPS contract, we're undervalued. If the USPS contract gets prolonged past September, expect a dip. It's that simple. Some people aren't patient. Some people will run away with their money. If you're a long-term investor, that's fine. You get to buy cheaper. Sure, you don't get the instant gratification of seeing your position go up 100%, but you could get the long-term gratification of dollar cost averaging and seeing your position go up 500%. So when you speak about a company being overvalued, it's very hard to do that for a growth stock. I'll put it that way. But I did just want to make it clear. I mean, I've made it clear on this channel so many times. Workhorse could drop massively. I mean, absolutely massively. More than Hyliion, more than most companies. But that's because they could also go up massively. More than Hyliion and more than most companies. Now, the next thing I want to speak about is the USPS contracts, okay? In the last video, we spoke about how each vehicle is worth approximately $8 billion, how each vehicle is worth approximately $8 billion,
how each vehicle is worth approximately $8 billion,
and it's a 165,000 vehicle contract, which means each vehicle could be worth approximately $48,500, which is very competitive. We know that they sold to a Ryder for approximately $46,000, which leaves room for negotiation, so profitability is going to be fine. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is they can offer a competitive price for a pure electric vehicle, which is something none of the other competitors can do. Not to say the other competitors aren't in the race. I've said many times on this channel, I believe Ford will get a portion of the contract. But the thing is, guys, it's the 23rd of September right now. This needs to be announced within 7 days, or else it's going to become a whole elongated process. If this isn't announced by the end of September, negotiations have to happen again. And that means that it could be another considerable period of time before we get the USPS contract. Now, I still am a firm believer it will be announced within the next week, but of course, anything can happen, it's the stock market. So potentially, people are getting worried. A few people are afraid. They're like, I've already made a lot of money. A lot of people are up at least 50%. When we were at $30, a lot of people were up 100, 80, 90%. They might have realized, I'll run away with my money. It's fine. I'll just take the money and run. But if you're like me and you want to hold Workhorse long, you believe it'll be worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars a share someday, I wouldn't be too worried. Another exciting thing, guys. Oh wait, there's me. There's my interview with the CFO. But anyway, that aside, another exciting thing is this. 18 hours ago, Workhorse is hiring. And these are different jobs than the last one. Remember, we spoke about this in this interview, actually. They're hiring 200 new employees. If we go into here, they're offering 8 new job opportunities. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're hiring 8 employees. Multiple people could be hired for the same role. But again, look at it, guys. Engineering inventory admin, electrical technician, electrical engineer, mechanical engineers, manufacturing engineers. Again, guys, it's everything to do with production. Do you really think they would be hiring so many employees right now if production wasn't going to go up absolutely massively? Not to mention the fact that we have the Hitachi partnership. And you don't partner with a company like Hitachi for the fun of it. You partner with a company like Hitachi because you want to be a well-oiled machine. Quite literally, you want to run perfectly from start to finish. You want to be the most efficient company you possibly can be. That is why you work with a company like Hitachi. So between that, seeing the first listing for over 200 new positions, and seeing this list, and we're not sure exactly how many positions for, production's going up. It's going up at a disgusting rate. It really is that simple, people. The thing about Workhorse that I really like is we're constantly seeing positive news. One of the most positive things we could see for Workhorse is new jobs, especially in regard to production-related roles. It really is that simple. And then the strategic agreement with Hitachi. That's so important. So yes, we dropped 11%. As I said at the start of the video, guys, who cares? So what are the big boys doing, okay? First of all, Ark Invest, they just keep buying more. We're up to about 650,000 shares in Ark Invest, and it is their 13th biggest holding. It was, I believe, 12th yesterday, but essentially, they keep buying more. They've bought the whole way up, people. Ark was buying since early 14s and 15s. They've bought the whole way up to 20s, guys. They've just been buying constantly. And Workhorse have gone from being down here all the way up here. Look at this, guys, okay? Largest quarterly institutional transactions. There is a whole lot more buys here than sells. BlackRock Fund Advisors plus 2.6 million. Arosa Capital Management 2 million. BNP 1 million. Only 2 sells, guys. So the big players with a lot more money than me or you still seem to be very, very bullish on this company. So What's to worry about? You don't see Ark Invest panicking because there's a 10% sell-off, do you? So why should you? There was no bad piece of news that came out to lead to this sell-off, you know what I mean? I think Tesla's dragging the EV market down a little bit. Lordstown Motors had a terrible day yesterday as well. Hyliion had a bad day. NIO had a decent day. All in all, the EV market's just going down, which is fine because the EV market has been destroying, and I mean destroying the broader market to pieces for months now. I mean, we've destroyed the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones. Every index fund you can think of. Electric vehicles have just outperformed it literally 50 times over in general. I mean, go find me an index fund that's up 1600% on the 6-month chart, people. A lot of you have to realise just how well Workhorse has done. I know most of us didn't get in till here. You know, the 15s, 16s, a lot of guys even didn't get in till the mid-20s. So, I mean, an 11% dip might seem quite big. But understand, I mean, Workhorse hasn't just been around the last few months. They've been around a long time, okay? Years and years and years. And I mean, they only really started picking up over the last, 6 months. They've gone on an amazing run. And simply put, that can't keep going on forever. We just need to wait for the catalyst. We need to wait for the USPS contract. And I don't think it should be made any more complicated than that. If you are holding this company for the long term, okay? Days like this are going to happen. There is going to be more 10% red days. I promise you that. I would put every cent I own on Workhorse having another 10% red day at some stage. Every company gets them. The biggest companies in the world get them. Facebook gets them. Apple gets them. Amazon gets them. Everybody gets them. It doesn't matter how big or small of a company you are. I mean, the volume wasn't even that big, people. You know what I mean? There was 29 million. It was below our average volume. That says to me there was a lot of sellers and there wasn't a lot of buyers. A lot of people are going to want to scoop up these shares at a cheeky, cheap price. I think the last time I bought Workhorse we were at about $20 a share and it was only a very small amount of shares. My cost basis is around $17 or so. I am considering buying more at $26.91. Keep in mind the first time I bought this company I think was around $14 a share. I am thinking about buying them now. I think it's a good opportunity and I think from what we saw yesterday there was a lot of people selling off. I think a lot of people are going to want to buy back in. I mean, guys, when you look at a monthly chart and you see something like this, you know it has to come to an end. You know at some stage there has to be a big red day. On the monthly chart, we're still up 63%. I mean, what else needs to be said than that, guys? Let's just keep in mind everything we love about Workhorse. Let's keep in mind the USPS contract is coming up very, very soon, hopefully. We're at least going to have some major news in regards to it within the next few days. Our strategic partnership with Hitachi is one of the biggest strategic partnerships we ever could have asked for. We own 10% of Lordstown Motors, who is doing absolutely amazingly. Absolutely amazingly. We have our drone technology. We've so much going for us and none of the fundamentals have changed. Now the question I always get asked, when will I sell Workhorse? What are my price targets? Guys, I'm a long-term investor. I've spoken about this before. Long-term investors don't need price targets. When the long-term investors sell, okay? Well, we sell when fundamentals change or when we need money for another company. Now, the thing about this company is to an extent, fundamentals will change if the USPS contract gets, pushed back or if we don't get enough of the contract. And to be completely honest with you, I don't think I will sell if either of those things happen. I believe in this company in the long term, regardless of the USPS contract. Now, don't get me wrong, that's absolutely massive, but regardless of that, now that we're working with Hitachi, I've spoken with the CFO twice in regards to, production capacity going up absolutely massively next year. We're going to be looking at some real profits in this company very soon. And in a 5-year time span, even without the USPS contract, we're looking good. It's a growing industry. We know they're speaking with every single retailer that's out there. So simple answer, I have no intentions of selling. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to come back to me in 5 years and ask me when I want to sell and I'll have the same answer. I don't plan on selling. Short-term investor, fair enough, do your thing, set your price targets, but that's not me. Of course, things can change, my opinions can always change, my thoughts always can, and I'll always keep you guys up to date. But guys, that was just a little update I wanted to bring you guys in regards to Workhorse, because I just feel inclined to make a video like this when we drop this heavy, because I know people are panicking and I just want to be a little voice of reason, let everybody know it's okay. It is what it is. We don't have to worry. This is part of stock market investing. And one more time, actually, let me just ring Brian again. Brian, in all fairness, do we have to be worried? Should we be selling? No. There you go, people. But guys, there we have it. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you watched till the end of the video, as always, you, my friend, are a true legend and I really do appreciate you being here. You are helping me out so much. The support on the channel has been insane lately. It's just thank you for being here. The Workhorse videos in particular have been going absolutely nuts. I mean, I think we broke 40,000 views on our last 2 videos. What? If you did enjoy, please hit that juicy like button for me. Drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here. Again, we're like this close to 40,000. It would be sick to hit that today. And again, nothing has changed fundamentally about Workhorse in my opinion. I'm just as happy owning them now as I was at $30 a share. There is nothing to stress about, people. It's going to be a volatile company. You know what I mean? It really is. We're waiting for this catalyst to come through. It's going to be a crazy journey, especially if Tesla decides to, you know, bring down the broader EV market. It is what it is. That's just the way the stock market goes sometimes. There's going to be green days and there's going to be red days, baby. If you do want to know exactly when I buy or sell my Workhorse shares, hit that first link in the description. Sign up to become a patron. You will get full access to my private Discord group. In there, you get my buy and sell alerts, so you will know if I buy any more Workhorse at current prices, and you'll know if I buy anything else. We have specific chats for Workhorse, Tesla, Hyliion, Lordstown, every company we speak about on this channel, and it's just an awesome community. Genuinely, there's so much value in there. But there's no need to panic, guys. Every time there's a 10% red day, a 5% red day, it is what it is, and I mean, it was genuinely part of a broader EV market sell-off. No stress around here. But anyway, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for the next one. Peace.